I'm here with Guillaume of Celeste to talk about Assassines, out January 28th on Nuclear Blast. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you very much, and happy to have a chat with you, Pedro.
Well, it's my pleasure to have you on the channel to talk about this incredible record that you guys put together. And let's start off with this question. Does this album, is there something within this record that illustrates the growth and evolution that the band has had from the first record all the way until now that fans can immediately gravitate to?
Actually, Assassin is a big step for us. I think it's our most diverse and accessible album yet, with a real melodic richness. So yes, this album is quite different from the previous one. There is a deep melancholy, and it's also we also have a more modern production than the previous one. So yeah, it's a big step for us.
With all these changes, was the creative starting point the same? Do you guys follow the same creative process?
Actually, no. We wanted really to make something new, because some people think that we are always doing the same with Celeste on the previous albums, and it's not right. But we were in a creative process. We just wanted to make more and more extreme music, more dissonant, more dark. And on this one, we wanted to disrupt our vision of music and to bring more melodies and more diversity. So yeah, the beginning of the creative process was quite different, and also because we composed all the album during the first lockdown, so the creative process wasn't the same.
How did that impact? Did you guys find it difficult to create an album like this, considering that you wanted to make it different and not being able to follow the normal steps? Did that create extra challenges for you guys?
Yeah, but it was a good challenge, and because of the lockdown, we had to do it in a more individual way. Mm-hmm. Because normally we are used to meet in the real room. I bring some riffs, or Johan brings some, and we try to make some music all together around these riffs. But with the lockdown, we learned to do a home studio and to do some pre-productions. So with Johan, we almost compose everything, like bass guitar, drums, guitars also, and we present it to the other guys, and yeah, it was not the same way, for sure, and it opened our mind, I think.
Do you enjoy the creative process, or do you feel drained by the time you get to the studio and it's time to record?
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Do you enjoy the process of putting all the ideas together to create the album, or considering the darkness and how this album moves, do you feel a little bit drained of it by the time you get to the studio and it's time to start recording?
I'm not sure if I will answer well, but I will try to do my best. But each time we go to studio, it's very exciting, but we know also that it's very exhausting. And from the beginning of the recording sessions, we knew that it will be a very difficult album to record, even if we were happy to be again all together to make the music, to make it alive. But yeah, it was very, very hard. And maybe the composition, the creating process was easier than the recording session.
Oh, wow, interesting. Is there a red line that connects every single song on this record? And if so, what do you see that red line being?
You mean like a story on the...
Maybe not necessarily a story, but in terms of a theme or a musical, is there a musical trait, maybe something that you guys carried forward from one song to another that allows the record to stay somewhat connected and not just feel like it's falling apart?
Yeah, when we at the end, when we had recorded everything, yeah, we are really thinking about the best way to to create a story with each tracks, and to put it in a certain order, a certain way, to make it, yeah, to bring some I don't know how to say.
Some ups and downs, some ebbs and
Yeah,
flows.
some ups and downs. Yeah.
Was the pandemic the biggest challenge that you guys faced for the creation of this album?
The biggest challenge was to reinvent our music each time we were working on a new song, to say, okay, no, don't do that, you already did it. You have to find something new, something interesting, something you don't feel comfortable with at the beginning. But yeah, that's what was the most challenging for us.
When you guys start working on the songs, do you look at each song individually and you work on a song individually, or you always have a vision of what you want the whole album to be like?
We, at the beginning, when we are working a new album, we have a talk with Johan, and we talk about the direction we want for the whole album. But after this little chat, we just go by our sides, and we work on the tracks, on the songs individually.
You mentioned that you wanted this album to be different, to sound different, because people accuse you of having a lot of similarities from record to record. What, in your opinion, stands out on this album that makes it different?
The arrangements, sorry, because we have a lot of guitars, and some we call it lead guitars. It's not really a lead with solos, but it's leads with melodies, and you can really distinct the melodies. And before, on the previous album, it was more compact and pretty hard to understand what the different guitars were playing. So that's the big change for me.
When I was listening to the album, having an instrumental track in the middle of the record, at the beginning, I felt like, wow, this is it's a little bit different. I didn't really feel like it belonged there. But then the more I listened to the album, the more I felt like that is actually the best place for that instrumental track, for the fluidity of the album. When you guys were creating that song and deciding it to put it there, what were you trying to give the record? What are you trying to achieve with it?
It's almost the same answer I already did, but we wanted that each song sounds very different. So Johan had this idea to make something very ambient for the intro of the song, and then something very fast, but without lyrics, without screams. And yeah, to us, it was the perfect place at the middle of the album, just to get some air before going to the end of the album.
What role do you see the vocals to play on an album like this? Do they add to the atmosphere of the record? Do they have an importance in terms of the lyrical content? On which side do you see the vocals playing more of an impact?
Oh, I think it's very, very important. And Johan he puts a lot of effort on the lyrics. I think he writes pretty well, and his voice makes our music very recognizable also. And I couldn't imagine a whole album of Celeste without the screams of Johan. It's so important, and it fits perfectly to the music. Also, the French lyrics fits to our music. And Celeste is a concept. Everything is linked. The music is linked to the artwork. The artwork is linked to the lyrics, and yeah, it's a whole concept.
At what point in the process do the lyrics start to come into the picture, that you guys start to look at the lyrics and how are we going to fit them into the songs?
We write all the music, and then Johan starts to write the lyrics, and after that he is really working on the rhythm of the lyrics to choose which word is going to be on this part of the music. And maybe it's traditional way to write. I'm not sure, but he's also working with concepts. Each album has a concept. So yeah, this one is Assassine.
So what is the underlying concept on this one?
You have to read the lyrics to understand, and and to use Google Translate maybe. Actually, we don't want to explain our music. We don't want to. We prefer to keep a mystery, and what is important to us is that the audience, the guys who listen to our music, understand what they want to understand. So we don't want to explain or to put some subtitles under the lyrics or the music or the artwork also.
This way we can create our own concept, depending on how we interpret the lyrics, how we interpret the sound, how we view the music. We can create our own concept in our own mind. So everybody's going to walk away from this album with a little bit of a different story.
Yes, maybe. Yeah.
Was there a song that stands out for you on this record as being a difficult song to get it right, but it was important and you guys wanted to have it in the album?
Yes, the most to me the most complicated song to write was fuck, I don't remember the name. Draguer tout au fond. I think it's song number 7 or 6. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. It's a great track. Yeah, it's towards it's middle end, I guess you would call it, from the record.
Yeah, Draguer tout au fond. Yes.
Was that what was difficult about that song?
It was difficult because it was influenced by modern metal, I think, and it's not a kind of music, and also because the other guys in the band, they didn't believe in this song, and I worked so many hours to do something that I enjoy and also they enjoy, and I think I finished it maybe one day before going to studio.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
No pressure at all.
I say to the guys that if it wasn't ready before the studio, it won't be on the album, and no problem. But
so, did they hear it in the studio? Was when they heard it, like for the?
No, they heard it before, and they said, "Okay, good job. It's really better than the previous versions."
Okay, all right. I thought you went into the studio like, okay, this is it.
Oh, no.
You gotta like it because I don't have any more time.
You have to like it. No.
Yeah, there's no more time. You gotta like it. One last question for you. For those that are listening to Celeste for the very first time, that they're discovering the band with this record. You already mentioned how different this album is from previous albums. But is there something that you feel like they can walk away from this album with, that they can still go back and listen to the previous records and enjoy Celeste for its entire discography and not just one single album?
I'm not sure. I don't know. It depends of musical taste, but this album is so different that maybe some people will enjoy it and really hate what we did before, because to me it's not the same music. You can find the you still recognize the Celeste identity, because I think we have a very unique sound, but it's really not the same music. There is no more dissonance. There are a lot of melodies. It's more depressive, more diverse, more up and down. Yeah, it's not the same.
Well, I love this record. So I definitely enjoy this album. I thought you guys created a phenomenal record with great atmosphere, great sound, a lot of darkness, a lot of melancholy, but that's exactly how I like it.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much for your time today. All the best to you and everybody in the band with the release on January 28th, Assassines, out on Nuclear Blast. We'll see you around.
Yes, I hope so.
Take care.
Bye. Thank you.